No, far!
What'd you do?
So you're thinking about living on a golf course. Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you all about the do's and the don'ts of living on a golf course. And if you hang around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you a great strategy about picking a home on a golf course. And you definitely don't want to miss out on that. So hang around to the end, but we're going to get started right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, playing here in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia and in Virginia's Piedmont regions and its mountains, then click on that subscribe button and touch that bell icon so you can be the first to be notified about all the current real estate market information here in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys. Hi, my name's Stephen Gleason along with my wife Leslie, and we get phone calls and emails every day from folks just like you who are looking to make a move to Virginia or looking to sell a home here in Virginia's mountains and valleys, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to sell or make a move in 9 days or 90 days, just pick up the phone and give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. That information's all in the description down below, and we'll be happy to help you make your move to Virginia's mountains and valleys as smooth as possible. Now, as I said in this video, I'm going to take you on a round of golf with me here. Today we're at Lexington Golf and Country Club right here in Lexington, Virginia, and I've just teed off, and well, as you can see over here on the left, there's houses over on the left that are on a golf course that you don't necessarily want to hit your ball into. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today, but we're also going to talk about some of the other things about what it's like to live on a golf course and some of the do's and don'ts. So if you hang around with me through the video here, I'm going to go on up here and try to find my ball and maybe apologize to a neighbor, but we're going to find it and we're going to go ahead and keep on playing, and I'm going to give you some simple hits, some do's and don'ts of living on the golf course. So come along for the ride. Let's go. Made it over the bunker. It's on the green. So well, hey, first of all, we're good with the neighbor. We're all good to go there. It's all patched over. We're good. So anyway, but like I say, I hope that in this video, I hope you folks will leave some comments. Maybe you've lived on a golf course and have some experiences. I'd love to hear what those experiences are and what you did to make your life enjoyable on the golf course. And likewise, there's probably a whole lot of more do's and don'ts that I could do, but I just, I can't include them all in the video, otherwise it'd be even longer than it is. But write down some of the things in the comments, maybe that you did as well, of the do's and don'ts on a golf course. So, with that being said, I think when we're talking about a golf course, I definitely think that you do want to live on a golf course if you enjoy peaceful surroundings. So, just look, just listen. Hear the breeze gently blowing through the trees and sunshine coming through the trees and on the grass, and even though we're in the end of March here, I mean, the fairways haven't greened up yet, but I mean, the colors are just already amazing, and the nature that you see. I'll see deer running across the fairways, or buck chasing does in the fall time of year, and just really neat. And it is all different during the different times of the year. In springs we got blooms on trees, and falls we got the foliage and everything, and summertime just the contrast of the deep rich greens and the blues of the waters and the browns and the whites of the sands. It's just a beautiful landscape to look at, and it is very peaceful. Many times golf courses are set in areas where things are more quiet, and that's the case here at Lexington as well. And of course, if you're near a golf course and you're enjoying the beauty and things like that, guess what? You're probably going to get relaxed. Now, if you're playing golf, that may depend on how you're playing, or maybe it just depends on your attitude. So, but like I say, living on a golf course, if you're looking for peaceful surroundings, I couldn't recommend more living on a golf course. Uh-oh, that was long. I might be in somebody's yard. So I'm behind the green here looking for my ball, Where? No. Is it over the fence? Oh no, look. There it is. And here we go, and talking about the do's and don'ts of golf. If you don't live on a golf course, if you want total privacy. While golf courses can be places of great beauty, remember that you will probably have people in or certainly near your backyard. Depending on the course, golf courses can be really busy places with hundreds of people playing per day and hundreds of people passing by your home. There might even be a time when you get guys like, well, look at this guy.
Woo! Birdie!
Yeah. You're going to have some noise maybe on the golf course from some golfers. There might be some laughter, talking, and might hear that occasional four out there as well. But just remember that privacy, you're going to hear noise on the golf course as well. So the question is now, do I go into the yard to retrieve that $4 golf ball, or do I just look at it and kind of wish I had it back? Well, you know what, as a homeowner here, even if you were to put up signs saying don't come into the yard, you know, there's still individuals that are always going to come in and they're always going to get their ball, and they're going to try to do that regardless. And so right, wrong, or indifferent, it happens. And so what do? Do you put up a sign and hope people don't come in? Do you put up a fence like we got here so people don't come in? Or you just totally not live on a golf course? Because you know what, you may still be able to live near a golf course. You could maybe just live across the street or something like that. But definitely, if this type of thing bothers you, where you have people that are passing your house multiple times per day, a golf course is not the place for you to live. However, in this particular home, I actually know the folks who live here. And they're great folks, and even if I didn't know them, they've got a nice gate down here, and they've told me before, you come in and pick it up anytime you need to. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick my ball up, and we're going to keep on going and playing some more holes here.
What?
Well, another do live on a golf course if you're looking for beautiful scenic views. Now, especially if you're out here in the mountains and valleys of Virginia. I mean, the views, and of course it just doesn't do it justice on camera, but the views are absolutely stunning. They're absolutely amazing. But what about states like Illinois and Kansas and places like that are often flat? Well, they have kind of their own unique beauty as well. You may have a course that's along a river or bluffs, or you have prairie grass and undulating hills throughout the course. There's all different kinds of beauty that is associated with the golf courses. As a matter of fact, when Leslie and I lived back in Illinois, we lived in southern Illinois down near St. Louis, Missouri. There was a golf course across the river from St. Louis, and one of the beautiful things was that you could play the golf course and you could look, and although you couldn't see the river, you could see the city skyline, you could see the St. Louis Arch, and it was just a very unique take on a different style, a different kind of beauty that a golf course can bring. Of course, right now we're in a day when, look, the days are growing longer, the shadows are growing longer, and as the day gets in, and so it changes with the seasons too, from the colors in the spring and the fall, the winter, you know, and so there's just a lot of great things about the scenic beauty. We talked about all the quietness as well, but also the scenic beauty that is associated with the golf course. So do live on a golf course if you're looking for some good views, because you're probably going to find some in many cases. I'll take that one. That was one of the better drives today. So, but that being said, you know, another thing, if you do live on a golf course, you definitely do want to live on a golf course if you look at your home as an investment opportunity. Properties on golf courses can have a higher value than properties that are not on golf courses. They often sit in a desirable location. Sometimes the schools are a little bit better in the golf course community as well. You may be a little bit closer to restaurants and businesses, and you may have different types of things. It just depends on where the golf course sits. But also, a golf course can offer a unique sense of community that provides owners with a sense of safety and security. And as long as the golf course management team continues to maintain the course at a high level, quality level, and the homes on the course are most likely to at least retain and probably even grow in their value. And another thing that keeps the value of homes and why they're a good investment on a golf course is many people are looking for this type of home on a golf course. And thus, if you ever need to sell your home, you're probably going to get top dollar for your home if it's in good condition and kept up to date. As a matter of fact, we've got two neighborhoods just to my left over here. We have the meadows at Woods Creek, and we have the Greens neighborhoods, and both of those neighborhoods sit right next to the golf course here. And most of the homes in there are going to cost you about $500,000 to $700,000. As a matter of fact, right now there's a half-acre lot that's for sale in there, and it's listed at $124,900. So like I say, when you're thinking about a property on a golf course, it may be a little bit more, but look at it as an investment, because over time that investment is probably going to grow. It'll be okay. So another thing, if you're thinking about living on a golf course, a do for living on a golf course, do live on a golf course if you want to have access to amenities that you may not find somewhere else. Many golf course communities offer a wide range of amenities such as clubhouses, fitness centers, swimming pools, and tennis courts, just to name a few. Living on a golf course can provide easy access to these amenities. For example, here at Lexington, in addition to a wonderful golf course, there's also a swimming pool, there's tennis courts, there's a full-service restaurant, and there's access to the many social gatherings and different events that take place here on a monthly basis. Of course, it's going to vary depending upon whether or not you're on a public course or a private country club type course, or maybe you live on a community course where the neighborhood was specifically developed around the golf course as part of it, as part of the package. And so what you need to do, just check those amenities. I mean, are there amenities there? Find out what's available for you if any of those amenities are available. And it may be an opportunity for you to have some different things to do that you might not have if you lived somewhere else. All right, so we're here to our next don't live on a golf course if you believe that it might be potentially less expensive to live on a golf course. Just like we talked about having a home on a golf course being an investment opportunity that maintains and grows in its value, there can be expenses that are associated with living on the course and some of the amenities that go along with that. The cost of living can, of course, depend upon which course you live on. Is it a public course? Is it a private course like a country club? Or is it, again, a community course where the community is built around the course and it's part of the package? If finances are a concern for you, here's some questions to ask yourself before you make a move into a home that is on a golf course. First of all, number one, are there any HOA fees associated with a golf course? Now, while there are other places that have HOA fees, you certainly want to check about HOA fees on a golf course. Are there restrictions concerning what you can do or not do with the property that you own? For example, can you have sheds? Are there architectural restrictions? As a matter of fact, even one of the courses that I know of, it's a community type course, and visitors can only visit in your area, in your neighborhood, for a certain amount of time. So you'll want to make sure to read through any covenants and restrictions associated with golf course living. Another thing, what about, are there maintenance expectations for your home imposed by the golf course and the golf course community? For example, your bushes have to be trimmed a certain way or can only be a certain height. Your shrubs need to be done, your grass cut a certain way. Whatever, there may be things about the maintenance of the course so that it matches in with the course itself. And then finally, if you play golf, what are the costs associated with playing the course? Of course, if you live on a public course, there may be no cost associated with it. There may be no tie to the course at all. But if you're on a private course or if you're on a golf course community, are there membership fees? Do you have membership dues? What do those fees cover? Do they just cover you as a golfer? Do they cover your family? Do they cover your children, your spouse? What about greens fees? You pay the fee. Do you also have to pay greens fees on top of that, or cart fee on top of that? What about amenity fees? Are there amenity fees because you live in this neighborhood on the golf course? And then there's probably a multitude of other fees as well. And of course, another question to ask yourself is, what if you don't play golf? Are there fees that are applicable to you to go to supporting the golf course just because you live on the golf course? Those are all big questions that you need to ask yourself. And like I say, living on a golf course can be a great investment because of the property values on a golf course, but you definitely want to make sure that you check out some of the other expenses as well and see if it's right for you. Look at that. Even got a birdie putt. So, well, hey, another thing about do not live on a golf course. If you are afraid of having your home encroached upon or maybe even hit by golf balls. Basically, when we think about that, though, there's three things. First of all, who's responsible if somebody hits your house? Also, what does course design do to try to prevent that? And finally, what's the best place to live on a golf course but have a lesser chance of balls hitting your house? So let's start out first of all with who's responsible. Well, is it the golfer? Is it the homeowner? Is it the golf course? Is it the home builder? Is it the golf course designer? Well, according to Raymond Schuman, board certified real estate attorney in Florida, he says that the golf club, the builder, and the course designer are usually protected in the documents that are signed at the closing of a home. The homeowner usually assumes the risk of damage, and because of that, they may wish to purchase some type of insurance. So most of the time, the golfers are responsible. Now, there may be times when golfers hit, and there may be special local rules. I've been to some courses where it says that if you hit a car in the parking lot, or if you hit a home, you are responsible for that.
I feel so guilty.
And of course, many people may just go if that happened anyway. If they broke something on the property, they would go, but not all people do. And so the thing is that they may find it difficult to find for the homeowner who actually broke it. So that's why it usually falls upon the homeowner. Most of the time when golf course architects and builders build today, they make sure that the homes are protected from stray golf balls. And this can be done by planting trees along the sides. Not used very often, but sometimes they'll even use nets, okay? Maybe even a wall, or especially this is a real problem when you see a hole that is parallel and you're hitting parallel to the homes that are there. And if you think back to the very first part of the video when I said I hit a home, right? And here's what's happening. This is what's happening in the mind of a golfer.
Houses on the left, trees on the right. Houses on the left, it's a narrow fairway. Houses on the left, there's a bunker on the right. Houses on the left.
As he stands over the ball, if he's not an experienced golfer especially, this is what often is happening in his mind. So then his mind is totally blown before he even gets up there to try to take the shot. But like I say, golf course design usually tries to take that out of the equation. So at the beginning of the video, I also told you that if you waited around to the end of the video, I would give you some tips about homes that are already on a golf course, and maybe where a home would be that would be a good place to buy a home, or where maybe a home would be that you might get a lot of golf balls in your house and in your swimming pool and in your yard. So I figured rather than try to explain it in word form, it'd be easier for me to show you on an overlay map about some of the areas where homes are going to get more golf ball traffic. And so here's a golf course that I was able to play with some friends in Tucson, Arizona a few years ago. And as you can see, there are 3 tees on this course, marked by the blue circle, the white circle, and the red being the forward tees. And this is about a par 5 that's about 510 yards long from the very back tees. One thing about it, though, as you can see, it is very narrow. As a matter of fact, you can see that there's only about 10 to 15 yards between the edge of the fairway and the houses that border that fairway. And certainly, while any of these homes are in play, most of the homes that are struck are usually struck off of a tee. It's said that the average golfer hits their golf ball about 220 yards, where the average professional golfer hits it just under 300 yards. So there's a big difference there, but most of the courses that we're going to live on are probably going to be courses that are played by non-professionals. So let's use those yardages, and we'll say the average golfer, if they miss a shot, is going to miss it from about 170 to 250 yards. So if we start from the back tee, we see that a golfer playing from the back tee misses it. It only goes 170 yards, and it slices out to the right, or hooks, depending upon if you're right-handed or left-handed. But let's say that some of these golfers get the ball a long way as well. That's why they're playing from the back tees. They hit it up to 270 yards on the fly, let's say. You see there that you have an average 100-yard area there where there are multiple houses that are included in a drop zone, I guess you would say, for golf balls. From the white tees, we're going to use that 170-yard number all the way up to 250. We've got an 80-yard area there where golf balls are often going to land if they're misstruck. And then if we go from the forward tee, sometimes those golfers don't hit them as far. So let's say they slice one off at 150 yards, and maybe they hit all the way up to 250 yards. And so there's another 100-yard area there of golf balls landing. And I guess when you take all that away and you kind of make a heat map out of it, you really do have a danger zone. I guess we're back to Top Gun, right? Back in the danger zone. Here on the golf course. So, but those houses in that area, well, like I said, any of them could be struck by a golf ball, especially off the tee. Those homes are definitely in a danger zone, and because they sit so close to the fairway, you're likely to get golf balls in your yard. As a matter of fact, I know that one or two of us in our group, we even hit one or two golf balls in the backyard as well. So it happens, and they get a lot of traffic there. And it's kind of interesting to note, just note the two carts there in the middle, right in the middle of that danger zone. So those numbers are, well, they may not be perfectly accurate. They're pretty accurate as far as where golf balls are going to land. Another thing to consider, though, is the proximity of the homes to the green. And in the video, I showed you a home that was like 80 or 90 yards that I hit the ball into the yard. And, you're probably not going to hit the house that often, if any. But the balls still do go in the yard. They skip back behind the green. But look at these, for example. There's only about 32 to 35 yards between the edge of the green and those homes. And so, as a matter of fact, here at the front, you see some really nice solar panels on top of homes that have certainly a chance of being damaged there as well. So this area, all of these homes in this area are definitely subject to being in the danger zone for errant shots into the green. You say, well, 35 yards, that's a long way to miss the green by. Yeah, it is, but it happens. And so like I say, those homes I would be a little bit leery of as well. What kind of damage is going to take place on those homes? What is the possibility of that? And just a few other things to consider as well. First of all, are there trees or a screen, a fence, something that's protecting me from incoming golf balls? Another thing to look for as you're looking at a home, look in the yard. Do you see golf balls in the yard? Another thing is, do you see damage to the home, whether it be to the siding or to some of the metal on the home, or just anything on the home that could be damaged by a golf ball? And finally, look at the relationship of the home to the tees and the green on the golf course, what we just talked about. That's probably one of the most factors you can consider when looking for a home, whether or not it's going to be in that danger zone or whether you're going to be in an area that is more relatively free of balls coming into that zone. Hopefully, consideration of some of these things will help you enjoy your home on a golf course in a more peaceful manner, rather than watching out for salvos coming into your yard throughout the day. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rolling up the road here, and I'm going to finish this up. Well, another round in, a lot of fun as always being out on a golf course. And I was thinking as I was coming over here from the last conversation, remember this: you choose to live on a golf course, you live on a golf course. So expect to have maybe some balls in your yard. But so that being said, like I say, there's one final thing though that you do want to live on a golf course if, and it's the most obvious of all, if you love the game of golf. If you're an avid golfer, there's just nothing like having a golf course where you can walk out on the course, especially if it's a private course, you're a member, and there's just nothing like it. Living on a course, and what could be nicer than that for a golfer? And like I say, there are the seasonal changes as well. You're going to see snow-covered beauty and trees and fairways in the winter time, the blooms and blossoms in the spring, the summertime green, and the fall time foliage, and just a beautiful, beautiful place to live. So in addition to the sight as well, you're also going to hear sounds of the golf course and the crack of the ball on the club, and you're going to smell the freshly cut grass, and just a really neat thing. And then another thing that's really nice about living on a golf course, you get to know the community, but you get to know the people at the golf course as well, and you do things together, and it's just a very, very nice thing to have those social relationships. So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed the video today. I know some of the things here are obvious, and I hope that you all will comment and tell me some things that you've experienced on living on a golf course, or what you'd like to do if you'd like to live on a golf course. And like I say, if you'd like to live on a golf course or anywhere here in Virginia's beautiful mountains and valleys, just pick up the phone and give us a call, shoot me a text, send us an email, Leslie and I, and we'll be happy to help you make your move to Virginia or sell your house on a golf course or somewhere here in Virginia. We want to do that for you as smoothly as possible. And so thanks for hanging around to the end of the video, but until next time and until the next round, we'll see you around town.